now we're in trouble to shut the doors. So I'm not sure what that means. Again, welcome. Thank you for coming out on this beautiful night in Marion, Ohio. Nothing like a nice walk in a winter wonderland from one building to the next. Welcome as we celebrate 5 outstanding Marion Technical College alums. This is the 3rd year for this event, and I'm pleased, so pleased to see that it continues to grow each year. Those of you that are here the first year, you know that we had people basically in about this part of the room, and it continues to grow. I know we had almost 150 RSVPs this year for the event. I know the weather's probably playing into that a little bit from keeping people out tonight. I'd like to thank everyone who submitted nominations for our panel, to our panel of reviewers, and a special thank you to Lori Venn, John Ferguson, and Denny Ferguson for serving as our external panel. So I know Lori's here. I didn't see John or Denny. Lori, stand up, please. Lori is the superintendent for Upper Sandusky School District, so thank you. The original concept for the Alumni Hall of Fame was proposed as a way to recognize outstanding alumni for their achievements in leadership and community involvement. The inductees are honored for excellence in their chosen field and for time and energy devoted to the impact in their communities in meaningful ways. Tonight you'll get to hear firsthand how these 5 individuals are doing just that. It is my hope that their successes are an example for our current and future students. And so, without further ado, because you didn't come here to listen to me talk, I would ask that Tanya Grandillo and Eileen Vorst come down to introduce our first inductee, Cynthia Hartman.
All right. Do a dance? All right. Good evening, everyone. Eileen and I are both here to represent and welcome you to know Cindy Hartman. Cindy is our Director of Nursing and Nursing Program here at Marion Tech, and she was nominated by both Eileen and I for this honor. She was a 1977 grad. Is that right? Okay. And for those of us who were around then, Cindy is a dedicated, beautiful woman who represents nursing and education and leadership in the finest lights. She uses her lips for truth in her teaching, in representing and managing patients, students, and her career. She uses her voice in kindness to encourage, inspire, and motivate. She uses her ears for compassion, to listen, to care. She uses her hands for charity, to ease another's weight, steady another's way. She uses her heart for love of family, profession, God, and country. A quote I recently read fits her so very well. If your actions create a legacy that inspires others to dream more, do more, and become more, then you are an excellent leader. She does this not only as an educator, but as a colleague, a wife, and a parent. We can no longer present leadership as a list of carefully defined qualities like strategic, analytical, and performance-oriented. Instead, true leadership stems from individuality that is honestly and sometimes imperfectly expressed. Leaders should strive for authenticity over perfection. Cindy honors Marion Technical College every day by who she is and what she does. She's an extraordinary asset to us and the professions of nursing and education.
Amen, sister. has impacted me in ways that she's not even aware of. And Cindy came back in 2002, and I had been here for about 3 years. So we've been working together for around 16 years. And 1 year, in about 5 years after she came, Cindy announced that she had gotten her CNE, which is a certified nurse educator. And I was at that point where I was thinking, do I even want to be a nurse? Do I even want to teach? And, you know, after being around her, I was just very, very motivated. And a year later, I got my CNE. And in getting it, I realized how I had lost some of my devotion, but getting it helped me to go and continue on in this area. So that's one example. And then another one, my office is real close to Cindy's, and I can't help but hear when students come and faculty, and Cindy never turns anybody away. I don't know how she gets her work done, and she does get her work done, but she doesn't turn anyone away. And I can vouch for that because I probably have interrupted her 10 times in an hour, and by the 10th time I can tell she maybe is getting a little bit impatient, but she's just very patient. So I guess the two words that come to my mind, I heard these words about a year ago. I had not really thought much about them until that time. And the word is, she has a servant's heart. I really see that in her. I see her serving. And so I'm just thrilled that she was able to make it for this alumnus association. Whatever. Thank you. That's it. And she really is humble in that way.
My father made me go to college. He was one of these dads that really was very indulgent. I was, the only girl and all that kind of stuff. But when he says you will do something or you won't do something, then you're done. You were going to do it. I wanted to work for a year because I was tired of studying, and he said, no, go to college. So I decided to come here. I'm going to go to that Marion Technical College place because it was pretty new then. And he's like, I don't care where you go or what you do, but you have to go. So I went, and at that time, some of you remember, there was one building on the campus. Morrill Hall sort of sat alone out there by itself in the field. And we called it the branch because it was a branch of Ohio State. And all the MTC and OSU students took our classes there. And I didn't really know, it was kind of like going to a startup place, but I soon realized that I was in a high-quality educational atmosphere. The teachers were excellent. They were very knowledgeable. They were very committed to the students. It was just very high quality. So I was able to go out as an RN and not only work in a clinical practice in a bunch of different areas, but also to further my education. And I came back here in 2002, and of course the campus physical layout had changed a lot, and it continues to change. It's, as you saw, it's a beautiful campus. But the service attitude and the caring for students and those kind of things had not changed. So, I think that speaks very well of us, because you don't find that everywhere. Thank you to Eileen and Tanya for nominating me. It's typically so very thoughtful of them. I really appreciate my colleagues and staff that I work with, faculty and staff. They're as fine a group as you could ever want. We went, a bunch of us, loaded in at Hong Kong buffet today, and so funny, my fortune cookie, I think I actually threw it away, but it said only the educated are free. And I thought, wow, how cool is that? And I tell my students over and over, not just the women, but certainly the women, but every student, education gives you choices. And if you don't have an education, you don't have those choices. And I think we've given, 40,000, 45,000 students choices over the years. So I've been very, very glad to be a part of it. Thank you.
each of these awards are individually hand-blown, so just like our alumni, no two of them are exactly alike, but they're each beautiful in their own way. So with that, I'll put this down so I don't drop one or the other. At this time, I'd ask Deanna Backdoor to come forward to for our second nominee.
Hello. So Nathan Miller is a 2008 telecommunications and telephony graduate from Marion Technical College. In 2009, he was hired by the Nielsen Company as a technician where he traveled across the United States testing cellular network performance. While in this position, Nathan was awarded the Top Rookie and Best Team Award within his business group. In a little less than 2 years, Nathan was promoted to a field operations supervisor role, where he spent the next 6 years supervising technicians located throughout the Midwest. While in this supervisory role, he was awarded the Supervisor of the Year Award and a Nielsen Circle of Excellence U.S. Telecom Impact Player of the Year Award. This was credited to the performance of Nathan's team in a Six Sigma business process improvement project, it's a tongue twister, which he led earlier in the year. As of January 2018, Nathan was promoted into his current role, Operations Manager, Quality Control, and Production, where he manages a team of 32 analysts stationed in Hyderabad, India, and 1 delivery lead in the United States. Nathan acts as a manager and a representative for his offshore team to ensure 100% quality and on-time delivery of his business group's products to their clients. Within this position, he has had the opportunity to visit India. Not only has Nathan excelled in his profession, but within his community. Nathan has been an active member of the Seven Hills Church of Christ in Lynchburg, Virginia, where he has acted as a vacation Bible school director since 2013. Nathan has also led and organized with his wife a yearly school supply drive. He teaches a weekly teenage class and has participated in 2 mission trips focusing on the medical and spiritual needs of the area. Nathan is a prime example of what one can accomplish with a great attitude and a degree from Marion Technical College. In 2017, Nathan started working on attaining his bachelor's degree in technical management through the Southern New Hampshire University. Nathan was able to transfer 62 of his credits from MTC towards this degree. Within 10 years of graduating from Marion Technical College, Nathan has worked 9 of those years with the same company. Nathan states that the education he received from MTC provided him with the knowledge, confidence, and groundwork to get started in the telecommunications industry. So Nathan.
So, remember back to 2006, I was fresh out of high school, and I wasn't a very confident student to begin with, and I was coming into Marion Tech, not sure exactly what to expect, but I came in, I got started, and I think I became a very confident student, just with the support I received from my family, the structure and dedication that the faculty and staff gave to me with their time and energy. I was given the knowledge, of course, to enter into the workforce, and the confidence to get started, to get my foot in the door, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity and the doors that Marion Tech opened for me personally, and for my family as well. My brother's in the audience. He's also a 2015 graduate from the engineering department, and it's treated him well as well. So I just want to say thank you for Deanna for the nomination, and I'm just very, very grateful to be here among you this evening. Thank you.
What Nathan didn't tell you is that he traveled all the way from Virginia to come back and be here tonight. So we thank him for that. But he also said he's kind of doubling up and staying for Thanksgiving with the family, so that always comes in handy. Next, I would ask Kit Fogel to come forward as the next nominator for Gene Obenour.
Dr. McCall. I've known Gene Obenour for over 15 years as a friend and a business colleague. She's built a successful accounting office on the south side of Marion, and lots of clients and very satisfied clients, and she's very dedicated to serving them. I do know a few people that when she hands them their tax return, they say, I'm not paying that, do something different. And, but I have learned over the years, the more chocolate you provide her staff and her, the bigger the tax refund does happen. So, just a little secret there for all of you. I've known Gene in the community organizations over the years. In fact, I don't know how many Tuesday mornings Business Networking International met here in this very room, and we had a great social time, business time. It was a great organization. In fact, that organization has a lot of one-to-one meetings. I know we've had lunches with Robin and Judy Kiger. Those were some of the funnest lunches I've ever had, in business, out of House of Hunan, and we were only drinking iced tea. So, one thing I want to say is that in all these organizations, whether it's Rotary or Kiwanis, she's always friendly, even in months of February and March and first part of April. She's a very just genuine person. And I think we all have been in meetings or clubs or organizations where you know who the genuine people are and who the people are just kind of putting on an act. Jean's a real person. I'm very proud to call her a friend, business colleague, and anybody who knows her, she has huge passions for the Dallas Cowboys, Ford Mustangs, and Jimmy Buffett. What a combination. So, Jean, great having you here.
And I wrote my speech down because anyone that knows me knows I could go on for about an hour, and it's much easier to put it into words when I'm thinking of it. I want to thank Kit, Mike, Amy, American Technical College for this honor. So I was very surprised, I was very happy for this acknowledgement. It doesn't always come along, but I was grateful to get it. The special gift to me tonight is to share it with my friend Robin. Robin and I have been friends forever. We each bear secrets for each other that we will go to the grave with, I'm sure, which is always a good friend to have. The idea I graduated in 1985 seems so long ago, and I guess it was. We didn't have cell phones or internet or Google. Okay, it was really long. But at that point in time, I wasn't a normal student. I wasn't right out of high school, and I was a little more than 18 years old, and I had my life mixed in there too. I worked for 6 years to get my degree. I worked, I earned it, I took a math class and came back and worked and earned it. But it was worth it all to get that degree and to prove myself that I could do it. No one can take that hard work away from you, not even if they tried. So I didn't have any student loans when I graduated. How many can say that in here? Something I was very proud of. It takes support from so many people when a person goes to college and to do that. I'm very thankful that I have my husband, Jim, of 32 years, and he's always been my helper. He's my best friend, my cheerleader, and that calming voice in my head that I'm sure all the rest of you are glad that he's there. He's very special, and I thank you very much. I have one of my children here tonight. Matt is with me. My son Chris and Jessica are not. They're all 3 college graduates. They're married to fine people, and they've given me grandkids. Can't ask for more than that. I'm so grateful to have them being responsible, loving, and successful people. They are the part of me that years ago that I thought I could be an artist. I'd been accepted at the College of Art and Design in Columbus, and until my father and I went down there, found out that it was a 5-year school and what the cost of it was. Couldn't get me back in the car quick enough. We drove home, looked at me and said, art is a hobby. You want a career, you're going to be an accountant. God knows fathers knows best, so that's what happened. He told me that all the things that he wanted to do for me, and I was very grateful for that. So my kids are my artists. The chef, I have a designer and a builder, and a 3rd grade art teacher in my 3 kids. And they have made their craft, and I'm so proud of them. I'm happy to have received my degree in 1985 because my father was there. A year later, he died suddenly, and he had always told the 4 of us kids that we were going to go to college. Yes, Dr. Bazzola, he did that. We didn't have any option then either. So we had to get our degrees. My father never had that option. He worked very hard, and he was a great accountant too. Yes, it's in the blood. So today I hope I've made him very proud. This accomplishment was a start to a world at a time I knew very little about. A world of business, very hard work, much more long hours, many challenges and great successes. I'm proud of my company, my business associates, my employees who've made my company great. I learn more and more every day, and that is what education is. It gives you the courage and pride in yourself to do all the things you never thought you could do. And that's one terrific ride. Thank you, MTC, for giving me this gift of education, but most of all, giving me the confidence that I have to be able to come what I am today. I'm older, I'm wiser, but very proud MTC graduate and grateful to all of you and my family. Thank you. I could go on. Do you want me?
I would ask Jeremy Frontman to come forward now as our next nominator.
Amy Adams told us we had to keep it about 3 to 5 minutes. Being a teacher, I can easily do the hour-long lectures as well. I nominated Robin Schelb, and as I sat down and started thinking about what I was going to say, I started looking back towards all the graduations I've been to. Even here at Marion Tech, I've seen 10 of them. Usually students are left with a message of go out, change the world, make an impact. We've seen that tonight with all of our nominees, our past nominees. When I first had Robin in class, I came across her in one of what we call the ASAP courses here. ASAP is a track of courses we offer here at Marion Tech, the Adult Accelerated Program. It's intense for students, believe me, it's intense for instructors too. We cover 4 weeks of material in one night that the other students would cover over 4 weeks. They cover pretty much an entire course in about 3 weeks. It's intense. Robin would sit there and talk about, I was up until 2 or 3 o'clock last night. Yeah, I believe it because we had to do the same thing to grade. But I could see her drive. One of the things that I'd even talked to Robin about was, what are your plans for the future? Planning on continuing your education? Well, one day at a department meeting here, a program that Marion Tech had joined with Ohio University on called the 3+1 program. You can do 3 years of education here at Marion Tech and do a 4th and final year with Ohio University and receive an Ohio University bachelor's degree. Literally the same day that was presented to us as faculty, drove right across the road to the credit union. Robin, here, I think you might be interested in this card. That was on a Friday afternoon. Monday, I saw the same guy from OU. He says, "Are you the guy that told the lady across the road about this?" Yeah, he goes, "She literally called me 15 minutes after we were out the door. How did you find out about this so quick?" That's the kind of drive. She saw this opportunity and she was going to go after it. The other thing I've seen too is she's also somebody who takes care of my money. My money's over here at the credit union. When I'm in there, I see her working with other clients and even her staff, coaching, helping, assisting. Robin, you're one of those folks that have went out and made the impact.
So Jeremy just gave my speech. But I was in the ASAP 6 program. I was the non-traditional student. I was the second to the oldest student in my class. That didn't bother them and it didn't bother me. We got along okay. But I don't think I really would have gone back to finish my education had it not been for Marion Technical College and the ASAP program. The ASAP program is like standing in front of a fire hose with it wide open, I will tell you that. I wasn't really sure. I understood that I was going to be a full-time student while I was working full-time, but it worked out okay and nobody died. I think I stopped cooking maybe 6 months into school. I think I tried to keep it up for a while, but things had to give. I went to class every Wednesday night from 6 to 10, and then we did homework for 30 hours after that. I couldn't have finished school without the support of my coworkers. Some of them are here, my husband, my family, and my friends. Without them, I wouldn't have been able to do this at all. When I didn't think I could do it, my family encouraged me. When I needed to have 2 taped speeches in front of 5 or more people, I had staff that came in 15 minutes early for work so I could present to them. When I needed to do interviews for projects and I had to do an internship, my friend Jean helped me out. So I thank you very much for that. And also, when I could not understand binomial, what I call it now, I don't even remember what it is, binomial distribution, Dr. Haas explained it to me 3 times, 3 different ways until I got it. But without the support of my friends, family, the staff at Marion Tech, I could not have made it to the next step. And yes, Jeremy left the meeting and came right to my office and handed me the card and said, "You got to call this guy." And so I did. But I thank you for the nomination and this award, but I couldn't have done it without all of you, so thank you.
Our next nominators are Bob Haas and Tammy Galloway. they can fight over who gets to go first. Okay, or they don't have to.
Annette Walton. Annette graduated from Marion Tech in 1980. She was employed as a store manager at Joann Fabric and Crafts for over 20 years. During that time, she was asked to teach the Principles of Retail Management class at Marion Technical College, and she told me a story earlier this week, and she said that she was filling in for an instructor that was flat on their back. The class was learning right along with her. She didn't have a clue when she walked in. After she taught that class, that class evolved into the Customer Relationship Management class, which she taught for about 7 years. She began working at Marion County Job and Family Services in the workforce area as a caseworker in October of 2006. Her responsibilities were to work with individuals and assist them in overcoming barriers and gaining employment. Recently, Annette was promoted to Business Services Representative at Ohio Means Jobs. In this position, she now works with companies and assists them with their workforce needs. Annette has received awards within Job and Family Services, such as Peer Awards, Sport Awards, and several Spot Awards, which are given for suggesting a process improvement that results in a positive benefit for the agency. Annette is always looking for ways to make programs, processes, and people better. In the summer of 2010, Annette successfully managed the TNF, which is Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, subsidized summer employment for over 115 youth. In this program, she was able to assist 75 youth in obtaining employment. She received many accolades from employers on her professionalism and focus on the youth. Annette is a very caring person. She has a way of calming those that are upset and helping them realize and potentially solve their issues. She requires them to be responsible, keep appointments, and fulfill their commitments, which when you deal with the public, sometimes that's difficult. When the individual feels they're at the end of their rope, Annette will say, tie a knot, hang on, and you will be okay. During her tenure at Marion County Job and Family Services, Ohio Means Jobs, Annette has helped many individuals with life choices such as education, employment, and life in general. Over the years, Annette has been very instrumental in working with individuals that are facing unforeseen circumstances due to varying circumstances, including the loss of a job. One prime example and one of my favorite stories of Annette's compassion and caring is for a person laid off from ConAgra in 2014. Over 200 individuals were faced with the ConAgra plant closure, and Annette was instrumental with meeting with all of them and helping them realize that there is life after a plant closure. One individual from the closure stands out. When Annette asked this individual what she wanted to do, the individual stated she wanted to be a nurse. Annette, in her caring way, says, "Great! We can help you with that." With hesitation, the individual continued to say, "But there's a problem. I don't like blood." Annette suggested that she obtain her state-tested nursing assistant certificate so that she could get used to body fluids and working with people in medical situations. This individual then enrolled in Marion Technical College. Annette, with her constant guidance and positive and caring way, was beside this person every step of the way. This individual graduated with a nursing degree from Marion Tech this past May, passed her licensure test, and is now employed at Ohio Health, Marion General Hospital. Annette keeps in touch with her to this day. Annette has been a very big part in area job fairs, company closures, and expansions, serves on advisory boards for Marion Technical College and other organizations. Several years ago, while attending MTC's GED graduation ceremony, Annette gave each person the following quote: "Problems can become opportunities when the right people come together." For so many companies, organizations, and more importantly, for so many people, Annette is definitely the right person to have in your corner. I would like to congratulate Annette, who I am honored to call my colleague, but more importantly, my friend.
Before I talk a little bit about Annette, I want to tell a quick story about Robin. I taught Robin business math in the ASAP course, and we were going through amortization tables, which basically allow you a way to save for retirement. And I asked the students to do a quick problem, and they had, as a part of that, they had to project how long they were going to live. And Robin, I think, put down like 65 or 66 years old. And I went up to her and said, Robin, you think you're only going to live that long? And her answer was something I've used over and over and over again. She said, well, I plan on spending all my money by the time I'm 66 and then becoming a burden to my children. That was a great quote. I've known Annette all my life. Annette, as I like to say, is my oldest sister. And for some reason, she was a little nervous about what I might say up here tonight. And so I told my other sisters that I would not tell anybody that her name was Dee Dee growing up. And then when she was 4 years old, Annette got a little upset at her 3 older brothers, and she came storming into the house and said, I want to be a boy, because we were having all the fun and she wasn't having that fun. Annette, I've been very proud of the work you've done. Tammy and I kind of co-collaborated on this, and I let her do all the hard technical stuff. I've heard lots of stories about the way that you have helped people, and I'm sure we've missed a lot of them, but I'm very proud of you. You're doing a great job, and you can maybe retire and hang out some more with Steve in another 10 or 15 years, and then you too can become a burden to your children.
Yeah, batteries run out. So Bob is my oldest older brother. He always likes to, for the last couple of years, say that I am the oldest sister, which I don't mind that, except that I want to be very clear that he is the oldest older brother, okay? I thank both of you for your kind words and nomination. It's really quite an honor. I also want you to know I didn't do any of that alone. There's a lot of people in this room that supported everything that we do, and we have a great team at Ohio Means Jobs, so it was all of us that did all of these things. It wasn't just me individually. But I really feel honored to have this award, and I'm going to be very short, so thank you very much. I forgot, his name is Bobby, so all of you that work here at Marion Technical College, start calling him Bobby, because that's what his name really is. Okay?
One of the things that is a neat opportunity that was actually brought to us by the library and Betsy Blankenship, I'm going to ask her to come up in a second, is the opportunity for each of our award winners and inductees. They have the opportunity to select a book of their choosing, and I'll have Betsy talk more about that. But some of the ones you see up here are from previous inductees, and you can come over and look at those after we're done here. But I want Betsy to come forward and talk about this opportunity that each of you have to have a book in the library here with dedicated directly to you.
Thanks, Marion.
we were very fortunate to be able to develop this program very quickly back in 2016. But basically, we wanted to give them an opportunity to pay forward to the future students. So the easy way to do this was have them read something. We hope. So we asked each one of the nominees and inductees to select a title, personal or professional interest to them. We will add it to our collection, which we have done. We also then have a special book plate that we put in there that says the inductee's name, the award, and the year that they were inducted. So the titles are also highlighted here tonight, just to kind of give you all, since we've been doing this now for the 3 years. And we also do a display during the springtime. It's a little hard over the holidays getting some of them in. So we will do it in the spring, and this year we actually even have a sample of the display. And let me tell you, that plaque thing is really heavy. So y'all have, good thing you brought people to help you carry that. We also have a website on our library website for that. There's a little tab that says Hall of Fame. So when we are all done and we get everything cataloged and we get everything done, there's also going to be pictures available there, as well as links to the catalog records. And in our catalog, there is a note for each one of the inductees that says who they are, so that everybody's going to know that it's a particular title for them. This year's inductees have already selected their titles, so that's pretty awesome. We didn't quite get that worked out easily in the last 2 years, but this year we did. We were able to get 2 of them in, and they are the top 2 over there. One is Cynthia Hartman's, which is called Wild Swans, 3 Daughters of China, and she was telling me a little bit about it tonight. It sounds like a fascinating book that somebody may want to read. Holidays are coming up. And Obenour, she has Dave's Way, and this is for Dave Thomas of Wendy's fame. And she told me a really interesting story about that, but I'm not going to say it because I think you need to ask her to tell you that story about that book and Dave Thomas. So it's pretty cool, though. We do have 3 other ones. The other ones, unfortunately, we could not get in time, so I apologize for that. But I will tell you who they are. Nathan Miller, his book selected was The 4 Disciplines of Execution, Achieving Your Wildly Important Goals, by Chris McChesney, Sean Covey, and Jim Hooley. And I'm going to tell you what their personal statement was. Now, the other 2 you can come up, and I invite you to afterwards come up and look at all the personal statements of the books of all of the inductees. But for the ones that we couldn't get in yet, I wanted to let them know. I'll let you know what they said. Nathan said, I selected this book because it focused my efforts in reaching my personal and professional goals. Pretty awesome advice for some of our future and current students. Robin Schelb. She has selected The 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. And she says, to me, this book illustrates the connection between people. Be it a lifetime, a few hours, or only a moment, each interaction has an impact on others. Which it sounds like that has been very much done with all of the inductees over their careers and time. And Annette. Her book she selected is You Can, You Will by Joel Osteen. And she has said, this book has helped me to help others in discovering their talents, abilities, and helping to move them forward in their lives. And so aptly described by the nomination, it sounds like she's been doing that very well too. So I invite you to come at the end, to come over and take a look at them. You can look at all of their personal statements. They will be on the website. And congratulate all of you for a wonderful example. And way to go.
When we started this 3 years ago, one of the things I said the first night is that I was blessed to have spent about 10 months at this institution, and then to get to hear the stories of those folks who have been part of this institution in the past and what it has done for them. I've been here now almost 3 years. And this just continues to reinforce why we exist as an institution, and why the faculty and staff that are all sitting up here tonight celebrating the accomplishments of the students that they had. It means so much to them. It means so much to each of you. It means a lot to me, and it's why we exist as an institution. And that's one of the greatest things I think. I have the pleasure and honor of working in an institution that truly does change lives. And one of the things when I was interviewed for this job was, why do you want to work at a community college? And I said, the neat thing is that community colleges, and I didn't mean this in a mean way, is we have the opportunity to change family trees. And we change family trees because we give people opportunity who may not have had an opportunity before, we get them that first step. And that's just an awesome thing to think about as an individual who works at this institution and with the people that I work with every day here. So thank you to all my faculty and staff who are here tonight for what you do, and thank you to the inductees for sharing your stories with us. And it's just awesome to celebrate and have the community members that are here with us as well to celebrate our alums and all the wonderful stuff that they do. Before we finish up, I just want to make sure, because if I don't, I'll get in trouble, all right? I'll be yelled at by somebody named Amy, that each of the inductees and their nominees, we're going to get some pictures outside here before we finish, so don't run away too quickly on me. I need to thank, and I want to thank all my staff who did all this, and I will forget somebody, so I apologize, but Dr. Amy Adams, Mike Stuckey, Justin, Wendy, all the ambassadors, and all those who helped plan this tonight, the entire event. We thank you, or I thank you for all that, all your hard work, and now you can get some sleep and some rest, and I won't come up with any more harebrained ideas for a few days. We have Thanksgiving break next week, so I'll let you go for that. Want to remind everybody, or at least let you know, that November 21st, 2019, we'll be having our fourth annual alumni induction. And as a way to prove that we're being efficient as an institution, it'll be the third time in 4 years that we're doubling up on another activity. It'll also be the Chamber of Commerce Business After Hours right before the induction ceremony. So last year we had the dedication of Bryson Hall. This year we have the ribbon cutting for the new Ohio Health Anatomy Physiology Lab, and next year we'll do Business After Hours. So we have to report to the state every year on how we're being more efficient. So I'd like to say that we're double up on everything to save money. But with that, again, I thank you for being here. It's an honor to be part of this institution, and it's an honor to hear the stories and see our graduates in the community and all that they do. So thank you for coming. Be safe traveling out there with the snow and everything. I want everybody to get home safely. But thank you for joining us, and see you next year.